welcome to the vlogging pod. I don't see that we're completely live yet, but on YouTube, but we'll get there. So let me go ahead and do this. Yay! Hello and welcome to the vlogging pod. Tonight we are joined by barrel racing author Caitlin Denman. And let me hit that cheer button again. Hi, Caitlin. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome. It's always something. There we go. There we go. I don't know why the YouTube is not going. There we go. Now we're going. Now we're streaming.
Woo!
Yay! It's all right. So I want to take a moment and walk back in time. Do you want to go take a walk with me for just a little bit?
I don't know. It's pretty scary back there.
Okay. I promise I won't make it too scary. I promise. So let's walk back to 2018. We won't make it a long trip, okay?
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. We set my timer there. So I want to take back to a time where you dreamed about a story. I don't want you to tell us too much because I don't want you to give me away the story, but I would like for you to tell me a little bit about the dream, okay?
Okay. So it was the weirdest thing. Usually most people have a dream one night and then that's it. You don't really, it doesn't continue on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this particular dream continued on for like 4 nights. And I would get bits and pieces of my book in each dream.
Oh, wow.
So, and that had never happened to me before. So I figured that I needed to write this story. And I was actually able to remember everything after those 4 days, which never happens for me. I never remember my dreams.
Wow. So for 4 days you had the same dream. Or did it
Yeah,
did it
but it was
continue
like,
from where it left off, or did it just repeat?
yeah, it would pick up from like the night before.
Huh. Okay, so without telling us too much about the story that it came from, can you tell us a little bit how the dream went?
So there's a character. I ended up calling her Atina. And she starts out, it's kind of post-apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
It's in uh like when railroads are coming across America, that kind of timeline, but in a separate world.
Okay.
And Atina grows up in a town, one of the last towns inhabited by humans. Fairies have taken over the world. And she's the town's hunter. She brings in meat for the whole town. And it's her story of how she finds out that a creature, the soulless, which are basically like zombies,
Uh-huh.
are real. And all of the scary bedtime stories that she was told as a child are real. And that she eventually finds out about her past. And I'm trying not to give away too much.
I
She,
know.
it's,
Okay,
it's so
well,
hard to not give away stuff.
let me tell you, is there anything in the dream that didn't make it in the book?
Actually, no. I think I've hit on almost everything.
Oh, okay.
I can't think
All
of
right,
one
well,
thing that hasn't made it in the
don't
book.
say too much because I don't take it away from the rest of the questions I have lined up for you. And I don't want to dump it all in one question. So let's touch base to the debut book, your very first, and
Okay.
that came from the dream. And that one is, I believe, She
Awakens.
Awakens. Yes. Okay. I was making sure. I was checking my notes, but I've also got you up on Amazon, so I wanted to make sure that I had the right order. so tell me about that, and then I want to know where the series went to where we go. She rises and she conquers. So tell me a little bit about She Awakens.
Well, without giving away too much, She Awakens is basically setting up the world. You meet Atina and her world and the people that she interacts with on a daily basis. And I like to think you really get to feel her betrayal and learning how, what happened before she was born, and um, really who her mother is. Because in the beginning, she just has her father. She doesn't have her mother. Her mother's not part of the picture. Later on in the book, she figures out who her mother is, and it kind of changes her entire life.
Oh, okay. So let me read the bio. Would you mind?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Okay, for She Awakens, we have in this young adult page turner, Atina finds herself in an unlikely predicament. When it is uncovered the normal human existence she thought she lived is turned upside down. Finding out she's half Fae not only confounds her, but in a time where the brutal Fae run the world, she is suddenly tasked with bringing the Fae and humans together. With the help of her trusty and somewhat snarky steed Raven, Atina sets out on a mission to save the human race from extinction. As she continues on her mission, she discovers powers beyond her wildest dreams. In a world where it's tricky to discern who's good and where the evil really lies, Atina finds herself in one predicament after another, not knowing who to trust except for Raven. As her journey unfolds, her strength and her will are tested. Will she ever be strong enough to bridge the gap between these two worlds? Nice. Nice. So now I know you have She Rises and She Conquers. Now, is the series complete, or do you see it going further, or do you see that you're going to start a series that branches off from this?
So this is going to be a 4-book series.
Ooh, 4 books.
The 3rd book is coming out on Tuesday.
Okay.
The 4th book I'm already halfway through. I've already written half of it.
You are on a roll.
Somewhere down the line, I might do a prequel for the story, but I'm not planning on doing that anytime soon.
Okay.
The prequel would be based around Atina's father and mother and their story.
Okay. Now, She Awakens came out in 2021, and you've put 2 more books out since then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So
I did 2 books my first year, and then this is the 3rd coming out.
Okay, so now we're not really looking at a novella, or are we? Is this a novella?
No, it's a full-length novel.
Full-length novel. Okay.
It's a shorter novel. I think that one is 60,000 words.
Okay. I was trying to configure 244 pages.
Yeah, I think it's 63,000 words or something like that.
Okay. Well, okay.
And they've progressively gotten bigger.
That's how that usually happens. I knew that. My first book was a call out from a publishing company, and that was only like 15,000 words, and the next series, the next book, which I was just playing at the very beginning, became 20, and then 30, and then I put them all. Then the next one was 40, and then there's another one after that, and I just shammed them all in one big book. So yeah, I understand that. Yeah. I understand that.
So the first one I think was 63,000. Okay. The 4th one that I'm halfway through is like 54,000 already.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now I hear that. Okay, so the audience knows, if for those who don't see it in the bio, you write young adult fantasy with.
Yes.
Okay.
But book 3 is like new adult.
Okay, new.
It's definitely not young adult.
Okay, new adult.
We've progressed. Her character has progressed.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And I hear the genre of your process, like, as you really like to write out. You get your frustration, your stressful moments when you write. You get that all out of your system, so it's what, therapeutic for you.
Yes, very much so.
Nice. And when did you recognize that in yourself?
I feel like it was while writing the second book because the second book is really hard. She goes through a lot of really traumatic things.
Uh-huh.
I mean, part of the last part of the first book starts her traumatic journey, and the beginning of the second book is like kind of a closure
Okay.
of her traumatic experience. And then she has to deal with all that trauma.
Oh. Is there any bit of the dramatic you can tell us without giving too much away?
Hmm. Let's just say somebody that she loves dies.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, that's not too much because there's a few.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There's a few that she loves. There's a few that she loves. There's
All right.
not.
Well, when we're
Yeah.
young, there usually is a few.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Um, some of them are fictional, and if you're me.
Right.
Yeah. Um, okay, so let's talk a minute about Fae, and their magic. Tell me now. Let's go beyond what the basic draw is for writing about Fae or wanting to read about it. Tell me what draws you into it that makes you maybe different than someone else who's drawn to Fae.
I don't know. I mean, just the thought of somebody so perfect.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. When you
Right? I mean, somebody that draws everyone into them. I
mm,
guess just even more their personality of like nothing can touch me.
okay, let me ask you this then. Cuz if you're anything like me, you've watched some movies with some fae in it, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so when you say they're perfect, tell me what movie so we can picture what your vision of fae perfection is.
Oh my gosh. See, I'm a terrible movie person, especially when I'm put on the spot. Like my boyfriend will tell you, like I read way more than I watch movies. Like
Okay.
way more. Um,
Now I
I'm
can
trying
think
to think. I can't think of anything. I'm on the
I
spot.
can think of some elven characters. Does that kind of help?
Nope, nope, no, it really doesn't.
Okay. About how about Lord of the Rings? Let me give you a movie.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me names though. Cutie.
Yeah. I can't think of his name right off the top of my tip of my tongue, but he was also in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes,
Yes.
and he was in the prequel movies
All
too, and
right.
he kind of played a different
Somebody tell
character.
me in a message on the bottom of the screen here. Tell me who we're talking about. If you know. Oh, someone wants me to ask you about black and white movies. Do you watch
Yes,
black?
that's my boyfriend.
Oh,
Thanks, babe.
hi, Mr. Smith. She should have said, well, my favorite vision of Elvin would be no, I'm sorry, your boyfriend. Don't want to put you up there too quick on that. Your
Yep.
boyfriend, Mr. Smith. Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's who the main awesome male character is based off of. So
yeah, I
in my
know it's
book.
too late, right, Mr. Smith? It's too late. It's too late. It's too late for that. So let's talk survival, okay? Um,
Okay.
I get the sense there's a lot of that in your books, a lot of
Yeah.
kicking and fighting. So tell me where that stems from and your knowledge based on
Oh, actually, actually, I did karate as a kid.
that. Okay.
Um, and I got to junior black belt, and that was because I was under 18. Unless you're over 18, you can't actually be like a true black belt. Um, so actually in the third book, there is actually she trains with someone named Alistair, and he teaches her moves on like how to get away from an opponent,
Okay.
and they're real life, like you can use these in a situation.
Nice. So cool. So you basically used everything that you've learned all the time and put that into the books, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know when I write, I actually would sit there and like move my body in weird ways and see what would actually.
Right? To see if that writing it that way would actually work in real life.
Yes, exactly. So with karate and various fighting classes, let's talk horse riding, barrel racing,
Oh.
breakaway roping, mounted shooting. Tell me where all this comes from.
Well, I didn't actually grow up with horses. I'm from Southern California, and when you think of Southern California, you don't think of horses, right? Um, but when I was 12, we got our first horse, and I fell in love with horses, and I try everything. What they call a jack of all trades. That's
Yes.
me with horses. I've trained horses. Like you said, barrel racing, team roping, breakaway roping, mounted shooting. Um, I was on the rodeo team in college. That was an experience.
So are you still in California?
I am still in California.
Okay. And your parents didn't do the riding, no?
My mom does the riding with me.
Oh, okay, cool. Was this something you guys started off together in?
Kind of, yeah. She got her. So the first horse we ever got was her horse.
Okay.
And then we eventually got my horse, and then I was able to ride with her and do all of that.
Nice. Nice. What? Actually, that is like a really big thing. You know what I mean? I mean, that you guys did that so much. Now, how much of the riding and all that, the horses, are in the books? Tell me what part
Oh,
of that.
one of the main characters is a horse.
Oh, well, yeah, I got that part. But, like, okay, and it does talk to her, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I got that. I
So
got,
there's fey animals in this, and the fey animals are bigger or stronger or faster than regular ones.
right.
Like there's an owl named Hazel, and she's bigger than other owls. Raven is faster than regular horses. Um,
Right,
Things
I
like
was
that.
just gonna say the steed is named Raven, but you beat me to it.
Right.
That's all right. It's your book. That's okay. Um, so you have you have a lot of fake characters coming into the book. Tell me what kind of research you did to get to that. Tell me about how. I mean, like you go to the library, the internet, just from your imagination. Tell me where that stems.
I think that's from all of the above.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like before you become a writer, you have to read tons and tons and tons of books, and not even just only in the genre that you want to write. Like, does that
Right.
make sense? Like, you
Oh,
have to.
yes. There used to be, and I can't remember the original person. I'm not very good being put on the spot either. But most people say read, 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 write, 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 because you grow with more that you read, and the more you take in. And generally, it's a passionate reader that ends up becoming a writer. Yes.
Right, right, yes,
So
yes.
tell me your go to as far as what really pulled you in as your research for the Fae.
Oh God, fairy books in general. Like, I hate to sound generic, but Sarah J. Maas.
Okay. Well, actually, didn't we have Sarah on the program? Vixen, tell me in the messenger. I believe we had Sarah, but I'm not sure if that's the exact Sarah. Ah, too many names, too many names. But I did have a
um,
Sarah on, and her
my
books.
go-tos are always Elise Kova and Emma
Craddock.
Ham. Love Emma Ham.
Okay. Sarah M. Craddock is who we had on the show. Thank you, Vixen. She was an awesome writer. If you haven't, check her out. She is pretty good.
Yeah, she's
So
awesome.
you refer to one book. Tell me about the book that you referred to. Tell me what was the biggest momental thing that drawed you to the Fae within that book.
Um, so my favorite, I'm so generic. I'm such a generic
No, you're
reader.
not. No, you're not. I didn't even know who the one Sarah you're talking about. So keep going. You're not generic.
So my favorite book is of Mist and Fury, A Court of Mist and Fury.
Okay.
And of course, like everyone, I love Rhysand. He's amazing. And I love that dark-haired, deep, kind of stand-backish type character who's really hard on the outside, and then on the inside, he's just this big goofball.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I'm still looking for what I was going to say. Go ahead.
But I feel like a lot of the Fae books out there have a character like that. And
Okay.
it just seems like it happens over and over, but I love it. And I can't get enough of it.
Well, let me tell you a Fae series that I absolutely adore. Have you ever heard of the October Day series?
I feel like I have, but not for like a really long time.
Fantastic. There's some new ones coming out in the series, but fantastic. So if you ever wanted to dive deeper into some more Fae stuff, there is a good one.
Of course.
There goes my timer. Hold on. Let me stop that. So with our last minute of our 20 minutes, I have one final question. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. As my last question for the evening, let me ask, as a vocarious reader, tell the world. Now, don't tell them as a writer, okay? I want to hear it
You're
as...
making me nervous here. Okay, tell the world.
Well, not the whole world, just the listeners, you know. At last check, we had over 500, but don't worry about that.
Holy moly! Okay.
And over 1,200 downloads, but don't let that worry you.
Holy moly!
Now I'm trying
Not worried at all.
Now I'm trying to make you like a horror movie. But no, as my last question. Now remember, I want your answer as a reader, not a writer.
Okay,
tell the world as a reader, what in writing would you want to see? Now, as a reader, not as your own books, but as a reader, tell me what you want to read, what you want to see in your books. Not your books you're going to read.
I'm so confused. Okay. Are you talking about like tropes, or are you talking about like
tell me what
characters?
Yeah, tell me what you're looking for in the next book. What you want to read, not as a writer, but what you want to read in the next book. Tell me.
Like the fourth book or the third book?
No. Not your books. The next book that you want to
Not
pick
my
up.
books.
Not your books. The next book you want to pick up and read. I'm not going to give it to you easy. Come on.
So, okay, I'm on this horrible spicy romance kick lately. I mean, it's terrible. I'm all about the smut lately. My boyfriend just went to boot camp. He's in school right now. It's been a long time, guys.
It's a clean show. It's a clean show.
Okay, it's a clean show.
Clean show.
But I'm into spicy books right now.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't care. I like shifters. I like fae. I like elves. I like all of like the fairy stuff.
Okay.
Let's see. Fairy tales. I cannot get enough of fairy tale books, especially when they change it into a mythical character, or all the characters are mythical characters. Dark. Not too dark, because I'm kind of a big baby. I like a little dark.
Right, I get
Just
you.
like a little shadow of dark.
Yeah.
And I always love a strong heroine. Strong heroines are my thing. Okay. I love reading kick butt woman.
Yes. See, I like that too. I like kick butt women. And I like the leading character to typically be a woman. But no, I'm not opposed to reading about a man either if it's well written and it really pulls me
Yeah.
into the character.
I just have a hard time finding a well-written book about a male character.
Oh, they're out there. I could give you a list.
Okay. I hate that I can't find one because, like, I would write one, but I feel like I'm not a dude, so I can't write. I wouldn't know their motivations. You know what I mean?
Right. There are some awesome ones. I love audibles. It's my passion right now. Um, so I really love on that type of line. I want to thank you so much, Caitlin, for being on with us tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I also want to thank our listeners because without you, we wouldn't have a show. We really wouldn't. And we are now verging on being on for a year. And we are I know, and we are almost booked for 2022. So we've only got 3 openings left for the entire year. So
Wow.
I know. So that is just so much for to be happy for. So I want to thank you guys ever so much. Stay tuned to the 16th when we have PF Felix on. As for now, good night and have an awesome evening, everyone. Bye-bye for now.